Dark Souls 3 is the final title in the epic Souls series, and it finishes it with a bang. This series somehow manages to make dying a lot of fun. Being mauled by a pack of rats or having your stomach impaled by an oversized sword over and over again is nothing short of a learning experience. Dark Souls 3 does so much right. They took the praised mechanics of the past titles and improved them in just about every way. If you like stress, a high heart rate, and an overload of frustration, then this is the game for you. After creating your character, you take the role of the Ashen One who is tasked to defeat the Lords of Cinder in order to prevent the Age of Dark. Just like the previous games, the story is subtle but incredibly complex. Dark Souls 3 is full of deep lore that is often hidden in item descriptions, but if you take the time, you'll see that the world isn't just full of creatures that want to kill you, but instead it's a rich world with a long, dark history. For the fans out there are a load of references to past games such as locations, characters and bosses, which is a nice addition to those that have played the series from day one. Yeah, this story is not something that will initially jump out at you, but something that will is the Dark Souls 3 world. This scenery is beautiful. You travel through many locations, from huge medieval castles to old cemeteries. And yes, I guess you can't have a Dark Souls game without that thick sludge that'll poison you every few seconds. Damn you, thick sludge. Damn you. The areas that you visit are linked together well, and there's often multiple routes to take at any one time. This is great, as if you find a boss too difficult, and you will, just take a different path for a while and get a little bit stronger. Each area is also littered with secrets to unlock. This could be something as simple as an illusionary wall that will lead to new items, but on a larger scale, you can open up entirely new locations by finding a hidden passage somewhere in the vast world. The feeling of finding these little or big secrets and seeing what they offer makes exploring every single inch of the world very worthwhile. Sometimes you are on the road for a very long time with the fear of death around every corner. Every time you kill an enemy, you absorb their souls, which can be spent on upgrades. Every time you die, you lose these souls and are taken back to your previously visited bonfire, losing all progress you have just made. Yeah, dying is incredibly frustrating, but the system ensures that you are on edge at all times, and this is the appeal of Dark Souls. The feeling of relief when finding a new bonfire or a shortcut back to a previous bonfire is something that only the Souls series can create. You are going to die a lot, so when you actually don't, it feels pretty damn good. Dark Souls 3 has some excellent gameplay. It's faster and more fluid than the past games, which makes taking on enemies even more exciting. Whether you choose to become a tank with a giant sword or a dual blade wielding pyromancer, I guarantee that you will have a ball slaying monster after monster and building your character up to godlike status. But of course, this is Dark Souls, and even as a god, you'll die. Lots. At the end of every area, there will be a boss, and these boss battles are as creative as ever. There are some absolutely crazy boss designs out there. I mean, a huge deadly tree with giant balls? Really? While some fights are better designed than others, in the end, I promise you'll be tearing your hair out at one point or another. While playing Dark Souls 3 on your own can be an absolute bitch, there is the option to summon other players to help you through difficult areas. The online play system is awesome and should be experienced by everyone playing the game. I played my first playthrough solo, and I recommend that, but I then started the New Game Plus with the intention of playing online with others. Online play works in various ways. You can invite others to your world, help others in their world, or you can be a real ass and invade other people's worlds with the intention of killing them. And I'll tell you what, the fear of being invaded by a random player makes the game even more stressful, as it's an entirely new way to die. The new feature to the Souls series is the ability to play co-op with your friends. This was a big hit in Bloodborne, so I'm glad they incorporated it here. I had loads of fun teaming up on bosses and invaders with my housemate, even if it does make the game significantly easier than playing solo. There are currently a few issues with the online play, however. Countless times I was removed from other people's worlds due to a connection error, which often happened at the most crucial of times. I also experienced significant lag with the sound effects and taking damage when fighting another player online. I could hit an enemy only to see the HP reduction and hear the clash of swords many seconds later. This wasn't too much of an issue since the movement was still fluid, but it definitely ruined the moment at times. In summary, online adds a whole extra layer to the game, but you should definitely experience the challenge of playing solo to start with. Dark Souls 3 is one hell of a ride. You'll laugh, you'll cry, but most importantly, you'll die. Why would I lie? Hey, I'm a poet and I didn't even know that I was a poet. I started this game as a massive Dark Souls fan, and I can confidently say that this is the best in the series. The stunning diverse world, the fast responsive gameplay, the creative deadly bosses, and the whole extra element offered by online play, even if it's not perfect, makes this a must-play title and a contender for my game of the year. Long story short, I have no hesitation in recommending this title to all, unless you have a phobia of trees with giant, hairy balls. If this is you, then steer clear. This was Hellfire RPGs. If you liked this, like, subscribe, and check out some of my other stuff. Thanks for watching.